MTZ. In the zone, city to city, state to state, worldwide. This is the In the Zone Network.
Hey, and welcome back to GirlChatSports, the official Las Vegas Raiders station.
Woo!
I'm just kidding, but I'm hopefully serious one day. Welcome back to GirlChatSports, episode 45. I'm Melissa.
I'm Stephanie.
And we are back with our usual bi-weekly podcast right now. We are still grieving football season, even though it is the beginning of April. But we are bringing you other sports. But in football, the Las Vegas Raiders are officially happening. That took place last week in Arizona. The owners did vote all in approval. So they actually are going to be starting on that stadium here probably this summer, if not soon by the fall. The Raiders are expected to be here in their new stadium by 2020.
They said that it's going to be the world's most expensive stadium and that we would have to have at least 40 or more major events outside of Raiders football to take place annually for the stadium to be a success.
Well, we've already got UNLV football that'll be there. I've already heard that there's an MLS Major League Soccer team that is interested in Vegas. Should that be, an option? I'm just excited. I've already put down my $100 deposit for the little fees that are associated with the tickets for the price, whatever, MPS or MPLS, whatever it is. So I'm on the official waiting list for the waiting list, if that makes sense.
It's going to bring 6,000 permanent jobs to the area.
And a lot of traffic around the Strip and the South Strip. So if you live like in, Silverado Ranch area or Southern Highlands, I'm guessing those areas of Las Vegas.
Good luck with that.
Good luck with that. In other football news, let's see.
Romo!
Leave it to Steph to talk about the Cowboys. No. Yes, Tony Romo has officially retired, we think.
I saw an article today that said, I'm 100% sure that he's going to be back in football. And then another article that said, we're 3% sure. So it's all over the place.
When I first saw that, I was like, so basically nobody wanted him, so he's going to retire. Because, there's free agency's been happening for a minute. There was openings for trades. Like, literally, I think it was Monday, Jerry Jones released, said, hey, we'll allow any team to bring him on, to bring him over and to work him out. And then literally the very next day, Tony's like, boop, nope, I'm done. Drops the mic.
He was really asking for too much for him, which is probably what shied everybody away from making a move quite yet.
So his new career is going to be broadcasting for CBS as one of their color commentators, replacing the lackluster Phil Simms. I'm just hoping and praying that Tony Romo isn't the new Bill Walton of football. Because if Bill Walton in basketball color commentary is Tony Romo's version, I can't listen. I won't be able to watch CBS football. Serious.
The really cool thing about this whole situation is by cutting Romo rather than placing him on the reserve retired list, that gave him the freedom to change his mind about retirement and sign with any other team. And he also didn't have to pay back the $5 million he was previously paid in bonus money.
Jerry gave him a little extra. Let him keep that little extra on top. Speaking of retirement and unretirement, we'll switch over to my team for a second. Marshawn Lynch is possibly going to be a Raider pretty soon. We've been talking about this for a couple weeks now, for about a month now, about him wanting to unretire, wanting to go to Oakland. That's his home team. That's where he's from. That's the team that he would want to come back and play for. It was kind of like, oh, okay, ha, ha, ha. I made a joke that, oh, yeah, well, because the Raiders are coming to Las Vegas, if that happens, Mark Davis is going to need a reason for, to try and keep some of these fans coming to games for the next 2 years while they're in Oakland, knowing they're going to be moving. Marshawn would be the reason. Well, Marshawn was in Oakland today at the Oakland facility. There's been confirmed reports that the Seahawks owner and management are aware of this, and they're willing to, listen to negotiations, seeing if there would be a trade, getting something back in return for him, because he is still under under contract with the Seahawks. So should be interesting these next couple weeks or next month or so. I know if I were to have any black and silver in my closet, it would have to do with Marshawn. So we shall see. Another Seahawk big trade rumor. Richard Sherman, he's been discussed about being on the trading blocks. I thought it was a joke at first, but it's becoming pretty serious. And even some of like the major Seattle analysis for ESPN have chimed in with like, yeah, this is something that they're actively looking at. It could happen. I mean, there was even talks about Patriots, Jets. I mean, who knows? So we'll see if Sherman leaves. I really don't want you to leave, Sherman, so please don't do it. Anyways, that's it. Well, there was a little bit extra. Tom has his jerseys back. Jesus. But it was funny because Gronk, I love Gronk, even though he is a Patriot. He's hilarious. I love following some of his Instagram posts as well as just him in general. They went and took out, I guess they had the first pitch for the Red Sox game, and Tom was able to get his jerseys back. Well, of course, Gronk took the jersey away and stole it again. So we'll see how that goes.
Too much tackling going on the baseball field.
A lot of tackling on the diamond. You usually don't see that unless the benches are getting cleared, but you never know. I think that's another big thing for football. Amazon's going to be replacing Twitter for live streaming on Thursday Night Football. This was a $50 million price tag for this. So Amazon has the rights for the 10 games on Thursday Night Football, which should be interesting if it's going to be for Amazon Prime members to try and boost that up, or if it's just going to be for all users, period. We shall see.
We forgot to mention that we are going to have a special guest on the show.
Yes, she is coming. Natasha Gransberry is joining us. She is a huge Texans fan, and we're going to talk a little football as well as a little PumpsCleatsCouture and a little bit more about the Gransberry Gridiron Guide for all of our female fans out there who want to know a little bit more about sports, the rules, football rules, as well as traveling. You know, me and Steph, we both traveled for games. I love traveling, period, as well as food. And a lot of her topics are around football, baseball, basketball, and other things like that. So we'll be with her in just a few minutes as well. Another big thing that happened, March Madness ended the last 2 weeks. So we had Elite 8, Sweet 16, Final 4. There were some great games. And I will say this, I did win a bracket.
Wow.
I know. I won a bracket. I am the winner of $200.
Nice.
So I'm pretty excited about that. I did pick University of North Carolina to win the championship game for the men's, and they did. Even though I am from Washington, I did not root for Gonzaga, but I still would have been happy if they won. Anyways, there were some great games. Like I said, the Kentucky and UNC game was ridiculous. It was a battle to the very end. Like 20 seconds left, Malik Monk from Kentucky hit a huge three-pointer and tied the game, and you saw all the Kentucky fans in the bar like screaming like they knew they were going to have it. And then literally, I think it was Luke May, he hit a jumper with like 3 seconds left, and UNC wins. It was unbelievable. Another crazy game from the women's side, UConn, the women that have won 111 games straight, including 4 national championships, lost.
Wow, that's gotta hurt.
Lost. But they lost the team that beat my Huskies, so I'm okay with that. Mississippi State apparently has it out for all Huskies because UConn's are Huskies and so are Washington. But again, great games, and congratulations to South Carolina for winning the women's game. I mean, amazing play. And what can we say? All of the Carolinas are going crazy. We've got the national championship of men's football. We've got basketball. We've got, everything. They are just taking it away. North Carolina and South Carolina. Real quick also, I just got back from Austin, Texas. So it's pretty interesting that Dallas, Texas is emerging to be the site for the NFL Draft 2018, as well as San Antonio, Texas to be where the NCAA championship games are to be played next year.
Someday there will be a championship game in Las Vegas.
There will after 2020, I bet. With that new stadium. We're still pretty excited. I guess the only other thing to mention is LeVar Ball. And Lonzo Ball is no longer a huge topic as he was. It's going to be more now about going into the draft. He didn't make it. The UCLA couldn't get past, I can't remember who they played in the final round for them, but they lost. LeVar Ball has come in kind of silent since then, I guess.
We have not heard the last of LeVar Ball.
Never.
One, he set a price tag for an endorsement deal for all of his sons' $1 billion. And can I tell you that Nike is even considering it and saying that they aren't scared off by it, and they do have interest in signing Lonzo. Also, chances are that he will not be getting an agent if he gets picked up in the NBA.
Agent LeVar.
They said that chances are he's going to actually hire an attorney strictly for contracts and let his father do the negotiating otherwise. But, LeVar Ball doesn't have any experience in it, so he'll have to become certified in order to negotiate on his son's behalf.
He'll just YouTube it like he YouTubes everything else.
No agent is going to want to step between the two of them.
Oh, my God. So enough of that one. Last but not least, before we get to our commercial break and then get it on with our guest here, we've got NBA is major right now. There's Russell Westbrook. He literally last night just tied Oscar Robinson's NBA record for the most triple-doubles in a single season, which was 41. The season's not even over yet, guys, and he's already tied it. So that's happening. We've got the battle for the MVP right now. James Harden, Russell Westbrook, both tied with 36 votes. You've got LeBron still in the mix. He just passed Shaq for 7th in the NBA's all-time scoring list. I mean, there's a lot of stuff happening, and the season, our regular season's coming to an end. Playoffs will be starting here about another month or so. It's kind of insane. And on a side note, my Bulls, who weren't supposed to make the playoffs, are now tied for 7th in the playoff race, and Dwyane Wade could be coming back on Saturday.
Ah, yeah, that's true.
I know. Pretty amazing stuff. So, Lakers, how are we doing?
Lakers need to lose. I don't understand why they're still fighting to win. We need to lose.
Why do you need to lose, Steph? Why?
Well, because we don't want to lose our draft pick. If we lose our 2017 pick, then we will also lose our unprotected 2019 pick. Mm-hmm. Phoenix and us are both at 22 wins right now, and we need to lose.
Yeah. Well, I don't know about that. I could stand for you guys to win and not get a good pick, so that way I can keep on hating the Lakers like I do every day anyway. So, yeah. I think that's about it for our basketball stories. But a huge congrats to Tracy McGrady, Jerry Cross, Rebecca Lobo, and Bill Self, who all made it to the Basketball Hall of Fame as inductees this year. Very proud of you. And a real quick shout out to Stephen A. Smith. I swear he reads my mind sometimes. Like after watching Shaq and he had this big heated exchange with Tristan Thompson, he basically told LeBron that he hasn't outgrown his crybaby tendencies, that he's a 4-time MVP that's always quick to point the finger. I totally agree. I am not a LeBron lover nor a hater, but he could stand to get some cojones and not be the big head honcho all the time. So, anyways, we're going to be right back right after our commercial break from my personal trainer, Mr. Mike. All right?
Yo, what's good with it? It's Mr. Mike T, owner and founder of Naked Athletics Fitness Co. You say naked, I say why not? We going for muscle tone, muscle gains, diet plans, nutrition plans, any and everything to get you where you want to go physically and mentally. You can look us up at nakedathleticfitness.com, or you can reach me personally at 929-8791, or you can follow me, and that's on IG at Naked Athletics with an X, not a C, _ fitness team, or even Facebook at MZSTAMYK, and that's Mr. Mike. So contact me today so we can get you going. And remember, nobody stops you but you. And once again, that's 702-929-8791 or nakedathleticfitness.com. Contact me today. Let's get you going. Nobody stops you but you.
Hey, and welcome back to Girl Chat Sports. We are joined with Natasha Gransberry. We are so excited to have her. She is, the founder of The Gransberry. You can find her at The Gransberry. Also author of The Gransberry Gridiron Guide, which we're going to get to in just a second, and founder of the PumpsCleatsCouture. So welcome, Natasha. We really appreciate you coming on the show.
Thank you.
So gransberry.com. You could give our listeners a little bit of information about you. Maybe, I guess, how you started the blog, or the Gransberry, where the idea of the book came from, and kind of maybe give us a little tidbit of information that you might have inside that book in case some of our listeners are eager to order.
So the Gransberry is actually a weird nickname that started in law school because law school, everybody is known by their last name. Mm-hmm. And I had a little incident and I became the Gransberry, kind of like an example in a mock trial setting. Mm-hmm. And it was the way I cross-examined someone, and it just kind of took off from there. I became the Gransberry. And so I didn't really use it again until I started the blog setup. Mm-hmm. And the blog started because I would travel to football games and attend football games. And another media person picked up my travels and interviewed me at a game.
Oh, okay.
And they were like, well, your concept is so unique and different. You should blog about it and share it with people. And I was like, well, I'll see. So I started the Gransberry with the intention of blogging about things that come to mind because I'm a foodie. Yeah. And I like to try out restaurants and, talk about weird things about food and how I don't like potlucks. And so it just evolved. So from there, I started receiving all these different inbox requests from women about how to travel to a game, how to buy tickets for their boyfriend, how to surprise somebody with an event. And so I figured, okay, well, we need our own place. I just got frustrated one day on Facebook. I'm in so many male-dominated sports groups, and I was like, but we're being left out because there's a fan that she's a fan at her own level, and she may need a safe place to be a fan because she may say the wrong name of a player once or twice, or she may only like the team's colors, but she would get ridiculed in these sports groups.
Oh, most definitely.
We've experienced that ourselves, actually.
So I wanted a safe haven where we could just enjoy each other and share in the experience and the sports, and I could kind of reduce the inbox requests because I couldn't really keep up with Instagram inbox, Facebook inbox. It was just a little overwhelming. And so the group allowed for more of the public sharing without shame.
Oh, I love it.
So,
yes.
So the group is private, and, I add the members and one of my other admins so that it keeps the safety net of it. But the website, of course, is public, and it's open to any lady, any team, any sport, any level of fan. So it's not a Houston group. It's not a Texas group. And it's definitely not a one sport group.
Okay. I love it.
So, and the book essentially came about because of the exact same reason I stated. So many different questions from inbox. I did surveys with women and found that the ones who don't enjoy football, it was usually due to a lack of knowledge of football. Right. And so I wanted it to be fun. Like, it's a simple, easy read. You probably would read it in a couple of hours if you're already football savvy. It's got 4 quarters set up like football. And
I love it.
And a halftime.
Hey.
And 2-minute warning.
Oh,
so
nice.
The concept is to just give the general basics of first down and the popular flags, the difference between a red flag and a yellow flag, which seems to be the larger issue for most women. Like, why are the flags on the field and what just happened when he signaled?
Right.
So, but I don't overstate it. So it's not like a long chapter on all of these different flags. It's just your common ones, pass interference, false start, things of that nature. And the back half of the book is actually about travel and tailgating. I, every year, give somebody in the group free passes to come tailgate with me at a home game. And I found out some women didn't even know that went on. They had no clue about tailgating on any level.
Right. They don't show it on TV or really that often or anything, so how would you know?
Right, unless you're like an NFL Network guru and you sit up and watch NFL Network and you watch travel shows, you would have no clue. You're right. So, and the funny thing I'll tell you is I had an NFL player review the section on the football basics to make sure I was keeping the integrity of the sport. And he read the tailgate section, and he said he had no clue all that goes on because he's been a player so long.
Right.
He never actually really was a tailgater. He didn't even think about there are no restrooms at tailgates.
Yeah.
You know.
That's a big one.
So I give tips, right. So I give tips like that. And the biggest one, honestly, still is the issue with purses.
Oh my God.
So many women,
let me tell you, that is like, the thing is that across the board, these stadiums can't get it together. So one stadium will let you in with one, but the other one won't. I mean, I've had friends, I've been with one of my girlfriends to this day, Gwen, if you're listening. She has probably tossed 5 or 6 purses with me at every different stadium we go to. But luckily I got my Cleary, and so my plan is I usually have to like wrap one of her purses like in my flag or something so that no one sees it while it's in my clear bag. It's just crazy, unbelievable.
It is. I mean, and I'm the same way. Like 1 minute I'm in Houston at a home game, and then the next week I'm in North Carolina, and the lady is telling me my selfie stick is a weapon. Oh. And it can't come in the stadium.
Dallas took my selfie stick. Jerry took mine. Jerry owes me money for a selfie stick. So.
Well, I politely moved over to another lane where I thought someone didn't care that much about their job, and I got my selfie stick.
We've done that before, too.
I did not encourage that.
Mm-hmm. We did that the other day. We did that the other game. I couldn't believe. I mean, it's funny how you can go to a different person too, and that happens. It is crazy. But when I threw my selfie stick away, there was a girl behind me that was like, "You're just gonna throw it away?" And I was like, "Honey, I live near LA. These are like $5 at the swap meet. Like it's not.
I am not going back to the car.
I'm not going back to the car for this. I'll get another one. Like But she made it sound like, oh my God. But yeah, selfie sticks is really hard. Also. The thing now, too, with if you need to have your ticket, if you can have it on your phone or if you have to have it printed. Some stadiums only want printed ones, but they don't tell you until you're at the gate.
Right, and I do have that. I'm adamant about that. I always still have the paper ticket because we buy through so many different options. And I say we because I usually travel with a small group, not bigger than 5, but sometimes we order off eBay or sometimes StubHub, and so it's important that we always have that paper ticket. Even when I get tickets transferred, my nerves just are like, no. I've gotten in line before with the wrong home ticket at a home game.
Oh, no.
And I accused the gate guy of, like, swapping my ticket. I was like, no, at the initial gate, I almost fainted. Someone had to catch me because I couldn't believe that he was saying, no, you can't enter. Your ticket's invalid. And it was like the worst feeling in the world of someone telling you can't go into a game, your ticket is no good. I was like,
you're like, but wait a minute, no, I have to be here. Like, this is my game.
Right, that's what I said. That's exactly what I said. So I actually almost bought another ticket because StubHub is literally across the street from our stadium. But
well, you're better than me. I probably would have went to the scalper and got it.
No, in the car. I went back to the car because I had a whole stack of tickets. Because I've been living in Dallas for a few years now. So I had bought tickets from someone for 3 games in a row. And I literally just had grabbed the previous week's ticket and tried to get in again. And I know she thought I was a thief, but I went back to the car.
You was trying to be sneaky with it. Yeah.
We understand your passion.
It all worked out. Yes, it all worked out.
Well, that's good.
That's Pumps and Cleats. We try to engage everyone with different sports, and that's pretty much the Gridiron. It's just a quick guide, a fun guide. And with Pumps and Cleats, I try to do a different sport with a different season. So if you're not really a football girl and you like basketball more, I make room for you. And I just took a group of ladies to Memphis to a basketball game. And June, we're doing baseball, Rangers versus Astros in Arlington, Texas. And then I'll be ready for football again. So I'll be headed to see the Seahawks this fall as soon as that schedule comes out.
You going to go to the Dallas game?
I do go to one Dallas game, almost one a season. Usually the Eagles versus Cowboys game because it's a Sunday night game.
Okay. Well, no, because you mentioned the Seahawks game, so I know Seahawks play in Dallas this year. So.
The Texans played them in Seattle.
So you do? Oh.
Yes.
Well, let me know. I may have to meet you up in town for that one.
Yes, because I'm on a stadium tour, so I've finished 26 of the stadiums. And so I'm down, 25, and I'm down to my last 6.
Ooh, see, I'm aiming for Nashville and Jacksonville this year. Those are my 2 away games that I want to hit. But yeah.
You'll love Jacksonville, and actually you'll love Nashville too.
Yeah.
Their little strip is pretty fun.
Yeah, I've heard. I've heard.
So my favorite thing about PumpsCleatsCouture is the outfits that you pick out that the girls can wear to the game.
Yes, I actually I can't take all the credit for that. I use a young blogger for that because her fashion sense, and we kind of combine it together with my sport mindset. And so I do that because we always think only jerseys, or just to kind of get people comfortable with every sport has a different look. Mm-hmm. So for basketball, you can be dressy and casual, but for football, I try to stay away from heels unless you're sitting in a suite. Right. I don't try to advocate that. So usually in the pictures, I don't even want her to advocate heel because it's not going to work.
Well, nobody wants to wear a heel through tailgating, up and through a stadium, walking up and down. I mean, some of those stairs for some of those stadiums are pretty treacherous,
right.
too.
but trust me, somebody tries it every week.
Oh, I see it every week. Yeah, I'd be wondering, how do you even manage? Like, how is that possible? I guess I just don't have the right feet for that, but I love my heels, but not for more than a few hours. No.
But, a woman can still rep their team colors without having to, rock a jersey, which I like that you guys highlight that.
Correct. She may not want to buy all of these 40 outfits, but she has something in her closet that I may make her think about, oh, wait, I have something in red and blue. I can throw this combo together. Whereas before, she thinks if she's going to a game, I don't want to wear that. So, and that's the whole point of couture. You can't go to a game without your fashion sense, right? You're still who you are as a person in your wardrobe.
Awesome. So we'll cut to sports real quick. I don't know. We know you're a diehard Texans fan, a diehard Houston Texans fan. So is there anything that you're excited for this year other than J.J. Watt coming back? I mean, what else do you have? What are you looking forward to this season for your team? And besides them just coming back, period, because I know I'm dying for football as well. And then what do you think about, the Raiders moving to Las Vegas? Are you going to be wanting to come out here in a couple of years and join us for a game or two?
I am.
But go ahead, yeah.
Definitely with the team, I think the biggest thing for us was finding a way to resolve the Brock overkill.
Mr. Idaho himself, or Mr. Montana, sorry, yes.
So it's happened, and we've dealt with it. We've dealt with a lot at the QB position, but I think it was just a little breather to be able to relieve ourselves of that situation. And while most people look at the team on the outside and say, okay, but you have no quarterback. You have Whedon and Savage. Savage hasn't proven much, so how can you be optimistic about the season? Well, I can be optimistic that they really owned up that Brock will not work and got rid of him. Mm-hmm. Because it takes a lot to own up that you made that mistake and that you're willing to do something about it. You lose hope if you take your mistake into the season. You create optimism right now. So even though Romo's retired, Romo wasn't on our roster anyway. He wasn't visiting, and we failed to sign him anyway. So, and he wasn't worth our situation for a trade for his contract. That puts us right back with another Brock. Yeah. And I'm not talking about quality of play. I'm talking about money and the position that you're in when you take on that responsibility. So for me, I'm still optimistic that I think they're going to really do something different with this draft. I think they've owned up that their method is not working.
Well, and there's a good chunk, there's a good strong candidates at the quarterback position in this year's draft that they could easily get into that late first or second round. I mean, there's some good options that still could be, good for them come about next season.
Right, and I totally agree. So I'm just being a little patient, not too upset. I hope that, they still look at everybody who's still available except Cutler. I'm not really optimistic about him even getting a workout. I'm not comfortable with him believing in football. I just think he's a model-esque dude to me. Like, he has the model look, and he fell into QB position, and when I lose, I lose. And, there's just no sense of urgency with him with winning.
He's not passionate about the game anymore, I don't think.
No. And so they just go away. So as long as he doesn't appear in Houston, I think I'm okay.
Okay.
I think I'm okay.
What about as far as for MVP for the NBA right now? We're getting close to playoffs. I mean, we've seen a lot of things happen this year. A lot of history has been made, including Russell Westbrook and all of his triple doubles.
Last night.
Yeah,
yes,
exactly.
Yes.
So do you have right now a winner in your eyes as far as who MVP should go to?
I'm torn because, about a month and a half ago, I was leaning toward Leonard, and he kind of just fell off the surface.
Yeah.
He's still a great all-around player, but he's not the one that's giving us the shock value.
No,
So, being from Houston,
I was gonna say
I don't bet against the Rockets. I am a diehard LBJ fan, but I don't advocate against the Rockets. So the Rockets are still my team. Even though I cheer for Cleveland, but it's technically I'm cheering for LeBron. So I'm always honest about that. So for me, I like what Westbrook is doing, but the way voting goes, it's probably going to be hard because, Westbrook's on a team that's seated lower. Harden, while he may not be averaging a triple-double, he's actually not that far off from averaging a triple-double.
Well, and he's making big plays
correct.
for his team, yeah.
Defensively. And it's like, and honestly, this may sound weird, I think they still owe him from the year they didn't give it to him. And I think this is going to be the makeup year because he's pretty much said, look, I am an MVP. And I'm going to show you again that it wasn't a one-year situation.
And he's Kardashian-free, so you got to be able to get rewarded for that, right?
It's gone. The curse is gone.
The curse is gone. Let's keep it moving.
Okay, so I'm leaning toward Harden. It's just hard to discount the great efforts of Westbrook, but,
right.
the winning stats matter. And so it all comes down to what type of voter is voting. We know who gets to vote, but what type of voter? If he's a guy that's going off of records of your team, regardless, then we know it's Harden. If he's a guy that's going off individual effort, then it's Westbrook. So it comes down to what is the majority of the type of voter we're going to get this year? And history has said it would go to Harden.
Right.
So.
Well, and Oscar Robertson didn't win MVP when he got fit 41 triple doubles either. So, hopefully we'll see how that goes. But real quick, March Madness, did you pick a winner, or were you surprised as we were with some of the winners, at least as far as UConn goes for the women?
Actually, I was quite surprised. I definitely had picked UConn. On the male side, funny thing, in my paid bracket, I did not pick North Carolina. No. In all my free brackets, I picked North Carolina. So I was stunned. I was stunned that I went against the grain to try to make money, and it failed me. But the women's championship was fun for me a little bit this year because it was in Dallas, and I was at home. And so I got to visit Town and actually see the Mississippi State Bulldogs after their win from Friday night. They did autographs on Saturday. So that was a good experience to be a part and actually see the team that took down UConn.
Right.
But I pretty much didn't anticipate that they would win. It took a lot of energy and effort for them to overcome UConn. But I was very happy for South Carolina from more of a coaching perspective than the players.
Yeah.
And I understand last year, too. So it's kind of like everybody was on this redemption trail.
Well,
and the unique thing.
Go ahead.
Oh, just saying the unique funny thing I noticed today in the paper is that all of the champions are in the Carolinas.
Oh, isn't that crazy? That's amazing. I guess they're trying to help bust that law back, I guess, or something. Who knows? We'll see what happens for next year. But I was pretty excited about Mississippi State taking down UConn only because they took down my team, the Huskies, and they did it tremendously. So it was nice to see that they actually were able to go on and top UConn, so that I didn't feel as bad about my loss. But real quick before
you redemption.
Exactly. Before we let you go, though, I know I got back from Austin, Texas, and what I found out as I'm leaving is that Dallas, Texas is basically emerging as the favorite location for the NFL draft next year, which will be major for 2018. And there was, the NCAA championship game is to be played in San Antonio next year. So you guys got a lot of stuff happening out there.
Correct.
So we will see.
We seem to stay in heavy rotation for all of the major championships because we had the men's last year in Houston.
Right. Well,
so we seem to stay pretty busy.
Well, me and Steph are going to try and catch up with you for sure. Come out in Texas one of these days. There's going to be a lot of sports out there as usual. And, of course, her Dallas Cowboys are out there. My Seahawks will be there at some point. And we got to stay in touch, Natasha. We really enjoyed having you. I mean, we definitely need to have you on more because I think you've got a great knowledge base of all sports, which we love. So it's great for our listeners.
Well, thank you so much for reaching out to me. I will continue to follow and share your information. And can't wait to meet you guys in person. And women love sports.
Yes, they do.
Don't let anybody forget that.
Real quick, go ahead and tell everybody where they can find you on social media.
Well, I'm on social media at Twitter and at Instagram at The Gransberry. And my name is Gransberry. Kind of like a fruit, if you think of it that way. And PumpsCleatsCouture is available on Facebook and Instagram as well. And you can reach me either way. I do answer my direct messages if they're accordingly appropriate. And I love to hear from everyone. And, hey,
awesome.
Hope to see you on a field or at a court.
Definitely. Well, thank you so much. We really appreciate it.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Have a great evening.
All right. Thanks again to Natasha for joining us. We really appreciate it. So real quick before we get out of here, I don't know what kind of money most people think you need to have to own a stadium or to own a team, owning an NFL franchise or an NBA or a Major League Baseball. So I always think you need to have like old money, like, old oil money, like the Bushes. So like Jeb Bush is among a bidder to purchase the Florida Marlins. You've got the Buss family with the Lakers. But one of the competitors for the bidding with the Florida Marlins against Jeb Bush is Derek Jeter. I can't even say it because I know he's got money. I mean, he's played for the Yankees. They're probably one of the best, paying teams in the Major League Baseball out there. But to buy your own, I want to own my own baseball team. I want to own my own football team. That's what I want. Dang. Anyways, let's get to some oohs and ahs.
One of our moments is Chad Johnson is playing football in Mexico.
AKA Ocho Cinco is in Mexico.
And he actually recorded a 41-yard catch touchdown, scoring one of the easiest touchdowns of his professional career. He left them in the dust.
Wow. Here's the deal. I didn't even know Mexico had American football. I'm thinking, he's playing soccer now? Like, I didn't know. I needed like a Mexican Ocho Cinco, or soccer jersey or something. I don't know. Anyway, that's so crazy. Also in an O moment, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, guys in the league, out of the league, entering the league, please wear a condom. It shouldn't be this hard because there are thoughts everywhere, and I mean capital THOTS. So Chicago Bears tight end Deion Sims is the newest person to fall victim to an Instagram model. Yes, we all know those chicks out there. So apparently he got his side chick pregnant, Mimi, a.k.a. Mimi, who is a model and a nurse. Imagine that. Those two go together, model and nurse. Yeah. I'm sure her Gmail account information is on her contact for booking. Anyways, she put on her IG that for all to see that there was basically, hey, Deion, I'm having your baby. You're having another baby girl. Peace. Like, that was it. So 2 questions for me. Again, why no condoms, Deion? And then second, wouldn't that have been more of a private message or like a slide in my DM kind of thing? Like, hey, you're not answering my phone calls. FYI, I'm having your baby. Before I make this public, please get back to me. Instead,
he just got tagged.
Instead, she's now on TMZ and she's getting some more 5 minutes of fame, which is probably what she wanted anyway. So, anyways, and for our awe moment.
Our awe moment is JJ Watt.
Who I know our girl Natasha loves.
He went on Facebook Live to surprise his 4th grade teacher ahead of her retirement. She's been a teacher for 41 years, Miss Keefe.
Aww.
And he brought a cake, and he bought a gift of a pair of shoes from his Reebok line, and will give her a trip for her and her husband to attend the JJ Watt Charity Classic in Houston next month. She was the teacher that encouraged his dreams to play for Wisconsin and the NFL, so he wanted to give back to her.
In 4th grade, it's always nice to have that one teacher that you can remember that changed maybe your world or your outlook, or changed something about how you managed to make it through those tough years of elementary school.
It was a very nice surprise, and she cried and hugged him a lot.
Oh, that's so sweet. Well, you guys, that's it for our show today. Again, thanks to Natasha Gransberry as being our guest. Steph, where can they find you?
S_wash on all social media.
And you can find me at Seattle, the number 4_life. Seattle for life. And please check out Girl Chat Sports. We're on all social media at Girl Chat Sports, as well as on Podomatic and YouTube, where you're probably listening to this at. All right. Take care. Have a good one. Bye. Thanks for checking out another great episode of Girl Chat Sports. And remember, we don't have balls, but we know how to cover them. Until next time, guys.